Pull.
Pat Lieske is one of the top sporting clays shooters in the world today. In this presentation, Pat explains the system that he has used to keep him at the top of the sport for over 20 years. Pat simplifies how to analyze a target's angle, distance, and speed.
So let's take a look at this one. Pull. All right, well, we've got a left to right quartering target. It's a little bit above eye level. The first thing again in our analysis that we're going to do is look at the angle. And the angle is about 45 degrees here. The speed, I would say, is again, we have a medium speed target. If I look at my break point and I judge the distance that target flies from my break point to the ground, it's flying another 35 yards or so. So I think it's a relatively fast target. The break point is at about 30 yards. So the distance is 30 yards. So when I put all three of those factors together in the target analysis, I come up with a target that's going to need just a little bit of lead or forward allowance. So our next step in our system is to get our setup right. We have to first pick our break point because everything flows backwards from the break point. Now when I look at this target, there's a spot out here almost directly in front of me where again the target to me appears to get larger in size, and that means that my eyes have truly focused on the bird at that point. After I've done that, I can now determine where I'm going to hold the gun. With this being a 45-degree angle quartering target rather than a straightaway, I'm going to have more gun movement for sure. So the gun hold is about 2/3 of the way out. The reason for that is I want to see the bird for a moment before I have to start moving my hands to make the shot. So if I hold far enough out and I see the bird early enough, I get a chance to view the bird, let my eyes send a signal to my brain to tell me the speed, the distance, the angle, which is part of the analysis, and I can start to move that shotgun gently into the flight path, into the correct spot in front of the target. Now why don't we shoot one? Pull. All right, so that's what it looks like with the camera behind me showing the shot. Why don't we do one more shot with the iCam so that you can see what I'm seeing. Pull. All right, so now if we actually run that iCam video in slow motion, you can really get a good feel for what I'm trying to do when I'm shooting.
Pat also explains how you can develop a practice routine that will point out your weaknesses so you can concentrate on things that need improvement.
So we're going to take that information and we're going to build a plan of attack. So after a month or two, depending on how much you shoot of keeping your log, I want you to make a list and start the list with things that I'm good at. An example of that would be, when I'm shooting a true pair and I've got a quartering target going away, in order to get a good second shot, I've got to be quick on that first bird. So knowing that I'm good at making a little faster paced shot than I normally would do is going to help you when you're in a tournament and you're making a calculated risk to take one target earlier so that you can get a better shot at the next one.
In short, Pat's systematic approach to sporting clays is simple, repeatable, and most importantly, it works.
Now we'll do it one more time on the iCam so that we can better explain exactly what's happening while I'm making this shot.